All right, we have had some bombshell reports come out about the Fantastic Four in the last few days that have really confirmed some things that we already knew about the movie. The cast has come out and has been confirmed by Marvel, but it has also subsequently confirmed the time period setting of the movie, which has also kind of confirmed some leaks that we already know about the movie. So we're going to discuss it. We're going to discuss Jeff Snyder's big article that he posted on the Fantastic Four back in November and how it is now materializing and turning out to be completely true. So we're going to kind of break into his article a little bit, discuss who the villain of the movie is going to be, and just all the confirmed details that we know about Fantastic Four. So if you enjoy my Marvel content, consider subscribing, and let's get into it.
The Atomic Fair.
Alright guys, now this is an article from 2023, kind of a big breakdown of the Fantastic Four cast and kind of a bombshell article, honestly, that was a little bit ahead of its time. Like I said, this came out November 15th, 2023. It's titled Marvel Madness Has Feige Found His First Family Plus Best Director Power Rankings. Anyways, most of this article talks about the Fantastic Four, and it goes into detail here about Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Eben Moss Backrack all playing their respective roles, of course. But what's interesting is it also talks about the reasons that they ended up casting Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, which is something that I knew from the beginning, which is that they weren't casting him because he was the best person for the role. They were casting him because he was a hot name, because he was a big star, and because of his slightly ethnic background. It says, just prior to the SAG-AFTRA strike, Marvel conducted secret screen tests for Reed Richards, just like James Gunn was doing for Superman Legacy. Rushing to get them done in time, a group of actors flew to London, including Christopher Abbott and Jamie Dornan, and I'm told the test did not go very well. It quickly became apparent to Marvel that they needed a bigger name. Just before the strike took effect, they went out to Jake Gyllenhaal, but he wanted way too much money, as did Adam Driver early on, if I'm not mistaken. Budget has been a real issue for this Fantastic Four movie, which is why Emma Stone isn't playing Sue Storm. She's too expensive, and Marvel's Kevin Feige is trying to contain talent costs. With Kirby, Quinn, and Moss Backrack lined up for the three other leads, Feige foresaw another issue with Gyllenhaal besides the actor's fee. I'm told that he feared that the cast was way too white, in the words of one insider. Reed Richards would be the character eyed to diversify the cast. It didn't hurt that Pascal, who is Chilean, is harder than both Gyllenhaal and Driver at the moment. He's the internet's new boyfriend who can do no wrong. So that kind of covers our basis with Reed Richards and tells us everything we need to know about the real reason why they ended up casting Pedro Pascal in the role. But it's all good. We're going to end up seeing how this movie turns out. I'm kind of hopeful that Pedro Pascal will just do a good job with the role and kind of pay attention to the comics and the precedent that they set for him, instead of trying to be like a rugged Tony Stark-like character and be really humorous or be quippy and funny and stuff like that. The other part of this article says, and now for the other name to simply keep an eye on as far as the Fantastic Four goes. Last week I was told by the same source who told me about Pedro that Oscar winner Javier Bardem is being eyed to play Galactus. Now apparently this article goes on to say that the only reason they are not announcing Bardem to play Galactus right now is that they're having a scheduling conflict and they are waiting to resolve that, and then they will officially sign him on and announce that he is going to be playing Galactus in the film and probably end up being the main villain of the movie, which I think is an amazing cast. I mean, I have a giant Galactus figure sitting right here behind me. It's like 32 inches tall, but I think that he has a good facial structure to play Galactus, and I think that he'll be a really good cast for the role. I think his voice is really unique as well. I think it would be interesting to see him take on the role. I do think it's a little bit early for Galactus, but other reports that we're hearing about the Fantastic Four movie, of course, is that it's set in 1963, in the 1960s, that the movie is not going to touch on the origins of the Fantastic Four. It's going to have a tone similar to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and that the Fantastic Four are already going to be pre-established in the movie, and they're going to have gotten their powers from the quantum realm. Other reports we're hearing about the movie are that Henry Cavill may be eyed to play Doctor Doom, or somebody like Cillian Murphy. That's apparently another big name actor that they want to get for the role of Doctor Doom, and that he is only going to appear in an after the credit scene or at the very end of the Fantastic Four movie. We are hearing that the Silver Surfer may not end up being in the movie, but he also may end up being in the film, but that Galactus's herald may end up being a woman. So that's kind of why I'm saying Silver Surfer may or may not show up, because it's either going to be be a female Silver Surfer or the character of Nova, who ends up being the Herald of Galactus in this movie. Apparently they want to change it up, but apparently Silver Surfer is still coming to the MCU later down the line. Now, early rumors on this movie kind of suggested that Reed Richards may in fact work for Hank Pym in the movie and may end up creating a portal to the quantum realm, and that is of course how they end up getting their powers, like I said earlier in the video. But I don't think any of that stuff is going to end up materializing now, because apparently the Fantastic Four is already going to exist straight off rip in the movie, and we may have like some flashbacks to their origins or something, but apparently their origins is not going to be a big part of the movie. I think everything that we have seen about the movie so far gives me a really good feeling. I really love the 1960s vibe and feeling to the movie. I really love the awesome looking logo that came out that looks like it was ripped straight from the comics. I think having them exist in the 1960s then disappear into the quantum realm for 50 years just really explains perfectly why the Fantastic Four didn't exist in the MCU previously. I think overall this is going to be really good for the MCU. So whatever you guys think about the Fantastic Four developments and all the leaks and rumors that have come out for the movie, comment down below. Let me know if you're excited for the Fantastic Four and for this movie. And for this video, guys, that's all I got. So until the next one, be safe and stay well. Bye-bye.